G'day guys, and welcome to my tips for the first week of the finals. And we're in for a ripping first week. Can't wait for them to start, and very excited to get stuck in this video. Alright, we've got Richmond MCG for not Friday night, Thursday night, up against the Hawks. Tell you what, I'm leaning towards Hawthorn in this game. Who cares about the odds here? I'll just look at the last result, look at the improvement from Hawthorn. I'll look from the slight downfall from Richmond. Hawthorn did make the scoreboard a bit more respectable, has to be said. The Tigers to get them sort of when the game was on the line. Hawthorn got a few late. I just reckon Clarko's an absolute genius. He's got his players playing a great style of footy, and I just have a feeling they'll be able to tag out Martin. They'll be smarter not to kick long down the line down to Richmond's defenders. I reckon that they'll be doing well around the footy with Tommy Mitchell, all the boys. Richmond, I reckon, are due to lose a game at the MCG at some stage. They haven't been in great touch of late. That's the only real reason I'm tipping them. They have to lose one soon. I reckon Hawthorn is one team that certainly is very capable of beating them. They touched them up last year, but then Hawthorn touched them the year before, and that same year. So I'll give Hawthorn a huge chance. I think they'll win maybe 2 or 3 goals. I just think a side has to be Richmond. I still reckon Richmond can still win the premiership, even if they lose, I guess, Thursday night. But yeah, I just reckon it's going to happen soon. And I reckon Hawthorn will Clarko will get his men on a mission. They'll find a way. They'll pressure. They'll do what it takes. So I reckon Hawthorn in a little bit of an upset, you could say. Friday night, we've got Melbourne and Geelong MCG, another absolute blockbuster. It should be a massive crowd once again. A couple of really tight finishes for these two sides. 3 points, 2 points. Cats with an amazing 8-goal last quarter. Down at the Cattery to get the chocolates, 2 after the siren, and 16 goals for. My goodness, that's crazy. I reckon 20 goals, 6. So we've kicked really accurately a couple of times against them previously. So yeah, they'll certainly have their challenges, both sides. Can't even see the odds here, but I'll be going Melbourne in this game. I reckon probably 3 to 4 goals. I just feel like their midfield can really get on top, and outside of it, absolutely 1 in 100 last quarters that Geelong delivered. Yeah, I find it very tough to see us being able to get the job done there. I reckon our Stars certainly could cause them some troubles, but I'm worried probably about a bottom 6. I reckon Melbourne will play the bit of 6-6-6. They've got a bit better defence going into the game. They'll probably play Frost on Hawkins, I reckon. I think they would have learned a lot out of the last game, and it's not about finals experience. It means basically nothing, depending on really who you're playing, but Geelong's been favourites when they've had absolute superstars from 07 to 11, when it's been a few games. 2012, 2014 comes to mind with a couple of games, 2013 as well, where you've got absolute superstars and triple premiership players, but all depends on how you come out the first 5 to 10 minutes. Who's the most toughest and cleanest side on the night will win. Doesn't matter if you've got 4-time, 5-time premiership players on the ground. It's about who fronts up that night, who's the most cleanest, silkiest, toughest side will win. And I reckon Melbourne probably ticked more of those boxes. I don't think we're very clean, but we're in good form, but so are they. So we've had a couple of easy kills, but I reckon Melbourne in this game, but I like to think we're at a chance. We haven't been that good at the MCG, which is my main reason for tipping Melbourne. Sydney at the SCG got the GWS Giants. Buddy Franklin just keeps winning games for them and keeps annoying me, because if he's not out there, then they don't win. But yeah, I think it tends to be whoever's home ground it's at tends to win. But in saying that, Sydney won over at Spolis, only because Phil Davis went off and Franklin got off the chain on Finlayson. Yeah, I just feel like Sydney, with their professional attitude, get the job done. Hewitt will be influential. He might go on Kelly or something like that. The Giants, I feel like they're just sort of pretty vulnerable at the moment. I feel like they've struggled the last couple of games. They've sort of struggled in the second half, so they've Not doing too well running out games, but I reckon, yeah, 3 to 4 goals to the way of the Swans. It'll be a slugfest and it'll be tough and very interesting. But I reckon that the Sydney Swans get the job done there. Giants need a few coming back. They will have Toby Green, hopefully Zach Williams, potentially Deledio, potentially a couple other players. Core might be a chance as well. Got to be mindful of not bringing in too many players that could be underdone. Final game, qualifying final. We've got our West Coast at Optus Stadium with Collingwood. A fair bit of support for Collingwood, as you can see in the odds there. But I reckon Kennedy, Darling, I reckon they've finally got their forward line in full flight. Pies defence, it's held up extremely well. It's been so brave, it's been so good, but I think it comes a time when you've got a final, you're playing West Coast over there, they've got their full forward line, they're going to have their hands full, and so are West Coast. They're the worst ground level ball team in the competition. It'll be very challenging for them, but look, I'll go by the fact that they won pretty comfortably at the G earlier in the year. They're not that great at the G, but it proves to have really improved their form there. Being that it's at home, being that they've got a pretty healthy list, being that Collingwood are sort of, I don't know about limping in, but yeah, they didn't have a convincing win over Fremantle. They sort of had to win that game. I'll be probably back on West Coast, maybe 5 goals. So yeah, that's a bit of a preview and a bit of a look at first week of the final. So chuck in your tips in the comments below, guys. That'd be great, and smash that subscribe and like button. That'd be awesome as well. So appreciate you sticking around. Thanks for hanging around once again, guys. I'll see you all next time.